I think accountability is scary. It's very scary at first, thinking that somehow, some way, you have responsibilities that lie outside of yourself, that maybe even other people rely on you. It's very daunting, and for a lot of us, we run from it. But the reality of it is, a lot of my development came once accountability was developed. When I could say to both my parents, like, I'm going to school and I'm doing this and I'm going to keep doing it and I'm going to push through it, like, not just because, financial investment, but like emotional investment. Like, I'm accountable to you guys to like make that mean something, to make that worth something.
Like a lot of undergrads, I felt like, okay, college, 4 years, it's gonna be awesome, you make a bunch of friends. I knew things like that, but I did not really know about how prepared I was gonna be, what career I was gonna get into, what am I gonna study, what kind of friend circle I'm gonna have. And I'm one of the first in my family to go to college in this country. So it was very different, very new, but very rewarding indeed.
I think my main goal was just to get my degree done. It was kind of up in the air there for a while when I did take my gap year. But I knew like afterwards I really wanted to get it done because it was something I had started. It's not like a luxury like everyone in my family could do, especially the woman. I feel like I was kind of doing it for like my grandma, like my aunts, other like my family in Mexico that like they can't do like what I'm doing. My dad was always very much like you have to work for what you want in life. And he always used like his own stories growing up and like coming to the US as an example. He's always like, well, if I could stop school in 3rd grade and like have my own business now and like even have a house, then like imagine what you can do now that you have more resources than like what I did.
There were a lot of times where I felt very isolated and alone, and specifically in achieving my education. But I feel my work kind of reminded me of my overarching goal. And it also reminded me of all of the people who care about me and want to see me succeed. Not only academically, but just as a person in general. It felt like there was always somebody who cared about me or was looking out for me. Completing a degree while you're working means so much more than just completing a degree. I feel more proud of myself as I near the end of my college experience because I was putting in more work in multiple different kind of places. It overall just made me a stronger person.
My experience at CDI has given me like a taste of like what it would be like to work in a professional environment, just because everyone that is working there like has experience or a degree to some point of like what their field is. So it's really interesting to see like, or just like learn from like people who actually have like years in their field. And it's really different than like working like I said, like any like minimum wage like job, because there's actually people like passionate about what they do. And I feel like you can learn a lot from that.
When it comes to my involvement with CDS in particular, it was like an opportunity that I never saw coming. Allowing for myself to have that freedom of creativity outside of my classes, outside of my everyday life responsibilities and all that, it was crucial. And it's like, you don't think a job that like, how is that going to be your creative outlet? How in the world do you do that? But once I was actually in it, it's like, I realized this is my space where it's like I can just do, I can just be, I can just express however that may be while still maintaining that level of responsibility, accountability, things of that sort.
I think like being friends with the people that you work with really helps, and seeing them out on campus and, having like fun little inside jokes and stuff like that is kind of what makes you want to show up to work every day. And obviously that transfers into whatever job you have post-grad too. But I've had jobs before where I wasn't necessarily friends with everybody that I worked with. However, while working during school, it was nice because I did have strong connections with the people that I worked with and felt like I could talk to them about anything, and that kind of made me want to be accountable to them, if not myself.
I think college rewards people who show up. So if you have been accounted to and been trusted with something, think it's your integrity that you come up with, and what you do is going to go forward. Stepping into college as a transfer student, I always felt like I wanted to join a student org. And then me and my friends, we were chilling one day and we thought, hey, why not we create this experience and we create a space that will help us do these things. So we created a student organization called We They See. It grew up like wildfire. In over 2 years, we were able to do a lot of events focused on South Asian cultural programming, and we had over 8,000 attendees in 2 years, and we raised about $40,000 too. So reflecting back on my journey, very grateful to the college experience I have gotten and the friends and connections I'm walking away from college.
I think like your actions really don't just affect you, but like other people around you too. I feel like I kind of learned that a little bit the hard way, but it's something I definitely carry with me now. Not even just like a super traditional, like you have to be like good all the time, but you know, you want to make sure like what you're doing is like making other people around you proud, or it's just I don't know, just be cautious, I guess.
Don't allow what you have to do to cloud what you want to do. And again, just going back to what I said about like working on campus, it's like you don't really think like that's a place where you can be free, but it's like working at UIC honestly has been one of the more freeing things for me. I'm given responsibilities, I'm given the chance to grow and develop as a leader, as a worker and all of that, but also just like working with other people, working in groups, having that feel that allows for you to still be yourself, be happy, be joyful, let other people feel that, grow from that. Just fostering an overall amazing space. And once you understand that, now going into the job world, it's nowhere near as daunting as it once was. I can now look at it and say, I know who I am, I know what I bring, and I know how I can make this space better.